Howdy y'all. This is Ronald Martin Layton, or Ramalay. Ramalay? Could be Ramallah because I could drop the Y, but Y can also be a vowel and it's right there, so let's say Ramalay. Not Romilly. Check it out. It's a 78 GS450. Somebody else did all the custom stuff, but came in, needed tuned up, and had a bunch of running issues, and they have all been worked out now. It's points, valve adjustment, carburetor cleaning, a little bit of repair on the carbs. One of the needles was lower than the other because it was missing a small shim spacer that goes down under the spring on the diaphragm slide assembly. But I got it jetted properly for not having an airbox now, so that's good also. And they had switched it over to a capacitor. Got my peanut butter cups here. A capacitor instead of a battery, because this is a kickstart only bike. It has the cover right here, but there's not actually a starter in there. And if you put one in, there's not a hole for it over here on the case, because they made some of these just kickstart only. But to do away with the battery, it had been set up like this with a capacitor. And I kind of wondered what this capacitor was. And I was messing around with some capacitors on my Jacob's ladder and spark gap that I've made. I've been messing around with a few of different automotive and motorcycle coils, and I have a capacitor, a run capacitor from a washing machine motor, and it read the same type of voltages stored as this one did, and I'm like, aha, that's it. They use a run capacitor from a microwave. They put it in here. It's tied into one leg of the rectifier regulator, and the other ones are tied in to the magneto, so that when it kicks over, it charges this up. This stabilizes the charge. This regulates it so that it doesn't exceed its 14 volts or so, and it gives it enough power to power up the coils through the points and starts right up. So that's pretty cool. Now that I know what kind of capacitor it is, I could put that on any bike, and so could you if you know a little bit about electronics and motorcycles. I think it goes really good too. My goodness, it's pretty fast. Here's Goldie Hawn. She's almost done. This was going to be my new bike, but well, got to pay the bills sometimes, and Goldie's got to go. She hasn't been totally buffed out yet. The seat's being done by my mom right now. I'm doing it in two-tone brown and suede, and then also smooth, shiny diamond tuck leather. And that's the 82 GS 1100E. I did a little bit of cleaning and sprucing up on it here, and did the exhaust with high temp, and did the head, and then yeah, came out pretty nice. I changed the coils. Those are actually Yamaha coils, but they had such nice wires with numbers on them. I thought, that will work. And I have really cool velocity stacks. It looks retro, old school when it's all together. This bike is a screaming monster. If you've ever heard of the GS 1100E, you've probably heard that. It's a big, heavy steel frame bike, and it will pull the front end off the ground by powering up. You don't even have to dump the clutch. It'll power up. That's saying something. The bike puts out a lot of torque. Whew. But that's not why I'm making a video today. See, I'd like to make videos that were just about motorcycles and how you do certain things, but it just doesn't seem possible anymore. I live in Vancouver, Washington, next to Portland, Oregon, and well, these were the most livable places in the world 10, 15, and 20 years ago. Now, it is the #1 cancer center. It's the booming healthcare industry here. Hospitals going up everywhere. Hospitals and churches, right? I mean, look at our sunset. It has never, ever looked like this. And we have the massive Kimbo going on. And this is a pretty good camera. I know you can see it. See right there? See how good I CGI'd it? I made it look like they sprayed poison in the sky, complete with rainbow Kimbo as the light is refracted off of the metal particles that are burning my eyes and making my nose run. But I'm a conspiracy theorist, so my nose must not be running. It's got to just be allergies. This is probably pollen from that new cross-species plant that like got over in the back of a car from Mexico accidentally, and you're not supposed to bring, you know, potted plants or things with seeds and blooms. What the fuck ever. That story is more believable than weather modification or fighting global warming. Huh. Hey, I hear a chirping bird. That's amazing. I didn't think there were any left. The plane that left these went over, what, 2 minutes ago? 2 minutes, huh? And it was orange and blue, I could tell, because it wasn't very high up. Hey kitty. You know, we had one of our cats not too long ago. Got sick and died. And she was 8.5, 9 years old. Pandora, Siamese cat. But she's a very pedigreed cat, I guess, so maybe she wasn't able to withstand toxic environments as well as, you know, the heartier mongrel cats that have, you know, yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe I have a 2.5-year-old son who's amazingly brilliant, far smarter than I'll ever be already. I can tell. Kid's a little genius. And he's probably going to change the world. But if the people that are doing this here, let's see here. Looky here. There's a 1. And under the transformers right here. Let me flip open the screen. There, I can see better. Where are we at now? Mr. Faggy Ass Air Force Man? Hey. Here's to a crash landing, fag. 2. He's laying a new stripe right over the old one from 5 minutes ago, 3 jets at a time. What's it going to take for you to start talking about this around the fucking water cooler, you fags in your fucking office buildings? Because you think you're safe in there? These are nanoparticles. They go right through the filter. They go right through it, ass wipes. You're going down. Oh, looky here. It's a contrail. You see the way it dissipates quickly? Grr, grr, grr. One problem with that, guys. A real contrail is 1/10 this long. They never happen here either. That's the real problem. Lived here my whole life. There's never been a contrail here. Not a real one. I've seen real contrails. These are not them because they don't happen here. And what have we here? Number 3. Look at this hero. This guy here deserves a Medal of Honor. He is doing a service to his country. He's saving the economy by creating millions of jobs in the healthcare industries and filling the nursing homes. He's also creating lots and lots of mental problems for people, because these metals, if you do any research, you'll find that they build up in your brain as well as your glands, and so you have impaired cognitive abilities, I believe is what it's called. And as if 3 jets weren't enough at a time, apparently we're doing the staged run of 4 today. Because here near the Columbia River in beautiful Evergreen, Washington, after George Washington, Freemason State, here in Vancouver, where our Vancouver City logo is a ripoff of the Freemason logo, here in this wonderful Pacific Northwest where anything can grow but all the farms have been put out of business. You know, what's our state capital? Oh yeah, Olympia. All hail Olympia. I was up in Olympia not too long ago, and they're putting in massive amounts of highway improvements. Like tripling its capacity is what it looks like. All fresh and new. Under a heavy chemtrail fog, of course, as the workers are out there working in it. And I kind of wonder why. I think that they want this land for some specific reason, like the area from the Willamette Valley up to south of Seattle. They seem to taper off some of the chemtrails around Seattle. I don't know why. But it's the Emerald City, that's why. The wizard won't allow it. But anyway, look at that, right? It's through the wires here, but check it out. You can totally see, you see that? See that cloud that looks like it's coming straight up? Well, if it would focus. Focus. I hear a helicopter. See that? Oh, it's a contrail. No, it's a chemtrail also. In fact, the only time planes fly these routes in this area is when they're spraying chemtrails. It's the only time. There's never planes flying these routes any other time. Go to my channel and check out my video from Thanksgiving. I came out thinking it was perfectly clear blue skies, and until I looked up to the east, and the only thing in the sky was 3 big oval laps. It looked like the size of, like, I don't know, 10 miles each direction. It went from here over to here, over to here, back down over there, above the shop. 3 circles. Because I can't count the number of times I've jumped on a plane and had it fly in circles for a long time before it went anywhere. Yeah, right. Oh, and this guy's just stopped. Yeah. He must have ran out. It's such a small plane and he's at low altitude. He needs to go back and fill his tanks again. This is not an additive to the fuel. These planes would not be here if they were not spraying. They do it day and night, anytime it is not raining. And here's our horizon. Here's what we get to breathe. Pure toxic shite. Yes, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I give to you treason in its finest fashion. I give to you a nation so obsessed with its iPads and its Prozac and its Monday Night Football that it's incapable of even common, rational, I don't know what to call it exactly. This isn't quite cognitive dissonance. This is more like denial. I have a friend named Ryan who I've pointed out to him several times when he's come over. He's keeps his trailer here and I get to use it, so it helps me out. But I've like 3 different occasions I've pointed out to him just how bad it was because he happened to be here on just heavy, hard days, you know. Today is just like 2/3 of the way. They do it way worse than this. If they spray hard, there's no blue left. They can make these cover the whole sky till you can't see them anymore. Now here's an actual plane because they route some of the planes over this direction. But they always come in low like this, and there's never anything behind them. He's flying underneath the chemtrails. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Ryan. So he, I pointed out to him like 3 different times, and you know, kind of just didn't give him a chance to get a word in edgewise to change the conversation, and and he just looks at me like he doesn't understand what I'm saying, and then he just talks about something else immediately afterwards. Did I say it was 4? No, here comes number 5 right on its heels. What's it been, 5 more minutes? Yes, the sun is definitely getting us here, and we need to stop that global warming. Now this guy's got it right over here. He's spraying it on the fog layer of the poison sunset. Poison sunset. Yes, kitty. I hear you. I need to go get cat food, she's saying. Stop talking about chemtrails. Stop giving a shit about your family and friends or your health. Stop giving a crap about your country or anybody in it, and get with the program. Come on, go get some Obamacare and some brain meds and a nasal spray. You'll be cool. They'll give you a cell phone and you can take your food stamps and live with your 7 roommates in your 2-bedroom apartment. Because that's what you can afford. And all those gun-packing conservatives that are all geared up for whatever. Bomb shelter won't save you from poisoned air unless you have an electrostatic air filter, which is what everybody should get. Electrostatic air filter, ionizer, sharper image air ionizer, a real good quality electrostatic ionizer. Get one of those and keep it in a room that the windows aren't open in, and it's running all the time, and you can have some clean air to breathe. And that's pretty much the best way. You should add in conjunction with that a HEPA filter, a large one, rated for larger than the room you're using, and run it also. I have one, and I actually oil the outer element on the air filter a little bit. When I cleaned it off, it was a silver crust, if you can believe that. It looked like powdered metal. Strange, huh? Get back in there. She's like, yeah, right. Bastard. So, okay, I guess I'm at the 20-minute mark. Yeah, fresh spray. Poppin' fresh. Fresh out the oven. Fresh out the box. Isn't that lovely? And now that the sun is setting, and there's not light shining hard onto these chemical-laden, death trails, their little skulls falling out of the sky, say, cancer, cancer, cancer. Look at the purple fucking horizon. Purple gray. Through the power substation. It's my neighbor over there running his RC car. He listens to me talk about the chemtrails and conversates about them. He says he's not quite convinced yet of what they are, but I can assure him that they're real. He seems to see them too, so I'm assuming I'm not crazy. So there, yeah, now that the sun's not shining on them, their true colors come out. They are a grayish purple, and they're heavy and thick, and they fall like rain. And there are probably no police out driving around this evening. They have a tendency to disappear. Looks like there's some next door though. They're coming to take me away, haha. They're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, haha, to the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time, and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. They're coming to take me away, haha. You thought it was a joke, and so you laughed when I had said they're spraying chemicals right over your head, right? I know you laughed. I heard you laughed. You laughed and laughed and laughed, and then you got cancer and died, and now you think I'm out of my mind, but you're dead. Yeah, welcome to Shitholistan. Oh, I mean the US. Be sure to sign up for our free healthcare. You're gonna need it. Except the only thing is, the doctors that are supposed to be helping you will just give you more disorders. And the Food and Drug Administration will approve the crap that will kill you under the premise that it helps you. They literally everything is ass backwards in this country. You know, when you were told that, you know, we're better than Shitholistan, you know, what the fuck ever. I always had a problem with that. You know, oh, America, love it or leave it, it's the greatest nation ever, blah blah blah, bullshit. Bull fucking shit. That's propaganda. That's to give you this idea that, you know, oh, it's so great. Well, yeah, they sent a lot of people to wars in places, and those troops come back and tell you how shitty that place was. They were there creating a war. Of course it was fucking shitty. Are you retarded or something? Yeah, you know what? My country being better than a fucking shithole is not good enough for me. I deserve a little more, and I think you do too. And if our Constitution really means a fucking thing more than asswipe like the president seems to think it is, Bush and Obama, those guys fly around together butt fucking children on Air Force One. That's who runs this country. You know, if our Constitution means anything, if free speech means anything, then people should start using it, right? Or should they wait until they're brain dead zombies that are being, you know, guided by the psych meds that they take and the metals in their body and how that interacts with the microwave towers emitting all kinds of EMF radiation onto us all day and all night, every day and every night. I just don't understand how, you know, the entire populace of millions of people, you know, in this area can just sit on their hands and pretend that nothing's happening. Oh, look at the Emperor's clothes, aren't they fine? Yes, the Emperor is standing there pouring fucking battery acid on you. He's taking a piss on your fucking baby. He's taking a dump on your wife's chest and laughing hysterically. And what are you doing? You're bending over and spreading them for him. Like a good little bitch boy, aren't you, officer? Aren't you, lieutenant? Aren't you, fucker? What one of you fucking or chicken shit motherfuckers has stepped up and fucking said, hey, this is not only treason, it's immoral and wrong and harmful? How many of you firemen have done that? How many of you police officers have done that? How many of you military people have done that? Some military people have, to their credit, of the people who do that. You know why war continues to happen? Because people sign up and go over and kill someone they've never seen before because someone else tells them to. For money. That's all it comes down to. No people ever start a war. It's the leaders, and most times the leaders get together somewhere and say, hey, we both need to wrangle in our populations, and so we're gonna have to hate each other for a while. And they're like, okay, I guess that's how it's gotta be. How many should you know, they divvy up how many deaths they're gonna take and how long the war is gonna be, and they figure it all out. And then they wage it and they roll it out, and all the people think it just happened because of economic and, you know, and bad blood and their religions and blah blah blah, because that's posted as propaganda, but that's incorrect. I don't know why this seems to, you know, how people can just follow this talking head news shows and buy that shit. But it's make-believe. It's all fucking make-believe, because the people at the top are all dark occultists, and it doesn't matter if they're in China or Korea or Russia or the US or Great Britain or Israel or freaking Africa for that matter. They are voodoo, black magic, dark occult, Satan worshipping, Moloch worshipping, Olympia worshipping, Columbia worshipping. Did I say Moloch? Look at Justin Bieber's arm. Jesus Christ. They're all occultists, and they all recognize each other when they're at the party. They don't have to go up and even know the person. They don't have to go up and say, hey, I'm a dark occultist, let's go draw a pentagram and chant. No, they have the look in their fucking eye. They can tell, just like that. I could compare it to a few other groups, but I won't. And they have the same agenda. And apparently they must believe they reincarnate into their children and grandchildren or something, because they're not in a big hurry. It doesn't bother them that they might die in this body before what they're doing is implemented. As long as they know that it's been solidified and locked in place, and that their minions are doing it, and they're not going to stop no matter what. Which is what all you gun-toting conservatards are going to find out, is when and if. It doesn't even have to happen. There doesn't need to be FEMA camps. You live in the fucking FEMA camp. Have you driven around your town lately and looked at your light posts and the side scan radar beams all over town? Shit, there's one every quarter mile in Vancouver, and all the intersections are double cameraed, and they have a side scan that gets the entire road going each direction, and then they have one that points specifically at the turn lanes. That's a microwave beam beaming at you while you're sitting in the turn lane waiting to turn at every intersection. Do I need to explain further, people? It's bad for you. Oh my god. And really, resonant frequencies of microwaves and EMF can't be determined. It really can't be, because there's so many signal sources and there's so many variables in the environment, with walls and glass and buildings and things that absorb some and things that reflect, and that the waves can actually coalesce and in a type of resonant, like when you're in a room and you know, would sing at a certain note and it would resonate off the walls and seem extra loud and full sounding, or when an opera singer breaks a glass, resonant frequency. The microwaves do the same thing. The EMF radiation does the same thing. And there can be pockets where it's intensely focused that could cause immediate harm in a noticeable way. Or there could be areas that are safer. either way, when you have a body full of conductive metals, look at the orange red tint to that. I'm gonna have to say that's a barium, as in barium 6 feet deep, because that's what this stuff's gonna do to you. But not before you get sick, sell off all your property so you give nothing to your children, and that they get to grow up, you know, in a fractured world, in an apartment with 10 roommates, you know, that are freaking... Anyway, maybe I look too deep into things, you know, and it seems funny because I'm really not the most responsible person in the world, and I'm not one who's really been known for planning my future. But I do recognize when there isn't one to be planned for. And all of you people over there at the Little League Park, see those lights on over there through the trees? That's the Little League Park. There's so often we're chemtrailed into a pure fog. This is nothing compared to what they do sometimes, because I'm out here breathing it. There'll be games over there for all evening, and I'm just picturing all these kids running around playing their Little League games, you know, working up a sweat, breathing up the chemtrails, running around the bases as fast as they can. I see people jogging out in it, and I want to like pull them aside and say, hey, if you looked around you, you might notice that this stuff was all sprayed out of airplanes, and that runny nose you have and that sore throat, this is what it is. It's nothing else but this, and it's what's making you sick. And you know, your exercising is going to make it worse because you're out here breathing more of it. So say goodbye to your glands and hello to brain problems that they'll probably want to give you Prozac for, which is fluoride, fluoxetine. Anything with a fluo is bad. Wake up, America. You're being killed and you don't even fucking know it.